So very sorry. Good afternoon. I am Tony from Elizabeth Inman Ministries. This is Thursday, April 25th, Noon Nuggets. And I would like to share today about Proverbs 14, verses 3 and 4. In the mouth of foolishness is the rod of pride. So we all know that pride is what led to Lucifer's downfall. And exalting self and not God is speaking foolishness. Everything you speak is foolishness if it doesn't honor Him. And if you're trying to exalt yourself or do something without His wisdom and not in His will, it's foolishness. And speaking wisdom and truth from Him and His word, we are preserved by Him when we seek Him and what He would have us to do and say in everything. And He says many different times that He will give us the words to speak. So it should always be about seeking Him, no matter what we're saying or doing. All of that matters. And we should do that, what He would lay in our hearts and the words He puts in our mouth to speak and say. And where there are no oxen, the crib is clean, but much increase comes by the oxen. So that to me gets a little bit interesting. You can say, wow, it looks nice, everything. There's no harvest. You have to have the oxen for harvest. So we can look good. You can be a good person. You can look good going to church and doing these things. But if your heart and mind are not focused and aligned with Him, it's foolishness. It's hollow. You're not harvesting. You're not getting any work done. Sure, you look like a wonderful person, and there are a lot of good people out there that still don't know Jesus. So we have to have that. And it says much increases by the strength of the ox. Well, how do they get strong? They're cared for. The person that owns those oxen knows they need food, they need water, they need this, that, and takes care of them so that they stay strong and healthy and are able to be out there in the fields and do the work. So God cares for us. He provides for us so that we can work for His kingdom and be part of the harvest. Another way you can look at it, what if I decided, as long as I wash my face, what people see and pay the most attention to, it's fine, I'm clean. It wouldn't be long before everybody would know that I wasn't. So God knows our hearts. He knows if we're open to Him. He wants us to be open and seek His wisdom and let Him provide and strengthen us and use us for His honor, His glory, for His harvest. He wants us to be part of the harvest. And that means we have to work. We can't just say, but I go to church and this and that. You have to work. Be part of the harvest. And that makes a difference in knowing of Him and knowing Him in a relationship. That's where that difference comes in. And it's just so important to know that we have relationship, not just knowledge of who He is. And seeking Him in all things, big and small. That's how we grow. The oxen have to be cared for in big ways and small ways. Food and water are basic, you have to give them. But if one of them gets hurt or one of them has a different kind of need, they have to be cared for in everything. And that's part of, we have to let Him guide, lead, care for us, and provide for us, and abide in Him to be able to be used by Him for harvest. And so the difference is if we're walking in Him, abiding in Him, making sure we're aligned with Him and His Word, then what we speak is truth and wisdom from Him. It's not foolishness, and His Word doesn't come back void. So He uses us to speak that truth and wisdom that others need to hear, and speak it in love. So our goal is to be aligned with Him and be real in how we live and how we speak and how we seek Him, and not be clean per se on the outside, but not let Him have our heart and clean the inside. To get to harvest for Him and bring Him honor and glory, not exalt ourselves. That should be the goals that we have. And when you walk with Him and abide in Him and have relationship with Him, He can help accomplish those goals. He uses you. You can be part of harvest. You can reach others for Him. When He blesses what you are doing, when you are aligned with Him, He will bless what you are doing, and He blesses abundantly. And that's where harvest comes from, because we're right with Him. So it has to start with us ourselves, knowing that we are not using having a rod of pride and speaking foolishness. It can't be about us. It's got to be about Him. And so our thought processes, our hearts have to be laid open to Him, and He has to have that freedom to work through us so that we can be used for His glory and for His honor. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I love you all.